loving the energy in this room. Raise your hand if you have ever wanted to be successful. All right. Now raise your hand if you've ever achieved success, but you never felt satisfied after you did it. Yeah? It's a Wednesday morning, and I'm driving to campus. I'm a freshman at college. It's 8 a.m. And as I'm driving, I turn up the sound on my Bluetooth. I'm listening to Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. I'm singing, whoa, I'm halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. And as I'm driving, instead of taking the traditional route that I would normally take, I wanted to get to campus on time, and so I take a back road. And taking this back road, I come face to face with the deer that crosses me. I lose control of the car. I swerve off the road. I hit a rock. Car flips about 4 times. Fastest roller coaster I've ever been on in my entire life. Six Flags has nothing on it. I land on vacation property, and out comes a gentleman who was on vacation. He's a pastor from Virginia. He comes to me. He says, "Sir, are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just this." He's like, "But are you okay?" I said, "I'm fine. What can I do for you? Can you get me to campus? I have a test I have to take." We're sitting in his home waiting for my dad and my sister to arrive to pick me up. We have a conversation, and later on that day, I'm at the hospital getting checked for internal bleeding. I overhear the nurse saying to my dad, "Mr. Duah, your son is extremely lucky to be alive." It was that comment, that statement by the nurse, and the conversation that I had with the pastor in his home that brought this question to my mind. And that question was, if I did die, who would show up to my funeral? And what would they say? I was pleased to find out that my family would be there. My mom, my dad, my older sister, my younger sister, my younger brother, uncles, aunts, basically Thanksgiving, right? But I was disappointed when I found out that nobody else would be there. I want to invite you today to the possibility that perhaps you're looking and searching for fulfillment in the wrong place. Instead of finding fulfillment in traditional success, I've found that fulfillment is found through purpose. And purpose is found through serving. You see, I was born in the Bronx, raised in the Poconos. And growing up, I grew up in an African household. My family's from Ghana, West Africa. And so growing up, I never really fit in quite well. First 8 years of my life was extremely difficult because every time I went to school, I just mimicked what I heard at home. My parents spoke in their native language, and I picked up on their accent. And so every time I went to school, I would talk with an accent. And people made fun of me, they would bully me, all that stuff. When I was 8, my parents moved me and my siblings out to the Poconos. And I started 2nd grade, and I was excited. But what I didn't realize was what was about to happen to me next. It was in this moment where I encountered racism for the first time. And I knew it was racism because I got sent to the principal's office for saying the word butter. Throughout my life, I've encountered a bunch of racial comments, slurs, adapting to the culture. And I thought the way to solve all of this was by becoming the best academically. It's what my parents pushed me to do at home. is what they thought would help me be successful. And I thought I could overcome all these racial slurs and comments if I become the best person academically, if I'm the most intelligent person in the room. And so I became that from second grade all the way to seventh grade. And I felt so good because everybody would come up to me, Caleb, did you get the same answer? Can we study together? Can I have your homework so I can check if I got the same thing? And I realized at some point, that's not what they were doing. By the time I got to seventh grade, I got introduced to the world of athletics. I had a buddy of mine named John. He said, Caleb, we should go play football together. I said, okay. Tell me about it. Convince me, John. He only said one thing that changed my mind. Caleb, this is how you get girls. I said, all right, sign me up. And so I played football for a year, but that opened the avenue to other sports for me. By the time I got to high school, I was a 3-sport athlete. I played soccer, basketball, and I fell in love with track and field. So my life no longer became about just academics, but now it became about athletics. And it became about being the best, being at the top, impressing people, proving wrong my doubters and haters. And it felt really good. By the time I got to my senior year of high school, I was in a position where I thought that I could compete at the next level collegiately. And then my buddy Noah, who we are still best friends till this day, he said to me, Caleb, we should try out for the U.S. Olympic team. This was in 2016. The next Olympics would be in 2020. And so with this in mind, Noah and I began practicing and working. And I had this lingering hip injury that prevented me from moving forward with this pursuit. After months and months of physical therapy, going to different specialists, talking to different people, I came to the conclusion that I needed to end this career. 2 weeks later, my car accident happened. And I was devastated because sitting in that hospital, all the people that I tried to impress, all the people that I was trying to prove wrong, all the people that I was seeking attention from, I knew that they weren't going to be there. I had reached a level of success in trying to impress people, in trying to bring people to my attention, and nobody was going to show up. Fast forward to today, I know who will show up at my funeral if I did die today. Yes, my family would be there still. But in addition to my family, all the young men that I've had the opportunity to mentor through sports, the youth group that I have the privilege of leading at my church, the cashier at Walmart that I go to every single time I'm there and I have a conversation with her, and all the people that have been impacted by my talks, my programs, etc. And there were 2 things that I did that led me to this point. And I promise if you do these 2 things, this can happen for you as well. Number 1, identify your superpower. I want you to take a look at the person to the left and to the right of you. Go ahead. They don't bite. Here's what I want you to understand. Everyone can see you except yourself. The only time you can see yourself is when you're looking in a mirror. When it comes to identifying your superpower, what you're going to do You're going to make a list, number it 1 through 10. I want you to list all the skill sets, the values, the talents, God-given gifts that you have. And feel free to utilize the people who are closest to you because they can see what you have that you might not see in yourself. After you've done so, number 2, I want you to find a volunteer opportunity or a group of people that can best benefit from your service, your skill set, your talent, your gift. And I simply want you to serve them. The reason why this is important is because I want you to get into the mindset of moving from traditional success and finding fulfillment in that to finding fulfillment through serving and purpose. When we focus on that, we do things out of an impact mindset and not just an income mindset. There's a quote that says, people will often forget what you say and do, but they'll never forget how you make them feel. And so when we apply this to what we're doing, then we put ourselves in a position where I'm impacting and income comes second. If I could add a third thing for you to do, I want you to embrace that opportunity. I'm not saying the opportunity, the volunteer opportunity that you find is going to be sexy. They all can't be. But what I want you to understand is that when you embrace this opportunity, it's the most fulfilling feeling in the world. Embracing this opportunity means I don't have to do something big to be relevant. I use the analogy of the purpose of a penny. Anybody here still use a penny? Okay, a couple of you. So check this out. A penny, as irrelevant as it might be today, or as small as it might be today, it still holds a lot of significance because it's the only coin that can turn 99 cents into $1. You cannot do that with the nickel. You cannot do that with the quarter. You cannot do that with the dollar bill. You can only do that with the penny.
That's a word.
After you find your volunteer opportunity or the group of people that you're serving, embrace your penny purpose. When you do that, what's possible for you is a life of fulfillment that's more beneficial than what traditional success can offer you. And when all of us can do that individually, what's possible for our world is we show up to our relationships better, we show up to our workplaces better, we show up to individual conversations better, we show up to our teams a lot better. And when we do that, we all play our role in making this world a better place. That's my time. I'm Caleb. Thank you.